All right, welcome everyone to trade recap for July 1st, where I caught 100 points short on MNQ. So I just want to start off by getting into pre-market analysis. Uh, so going into the day, I was pretty bullish. We had this 1 hour FEG here that we were inside of, and I wanted us to respect it and continue higher towards these relative equal highs we left from June 22nd, and then also all-time highs as a final draw or overall draw in the market. So, so let me just get off a replay and then go down into the lower time frame and show you what I saw today. So going into open, which is uh, open being right here. At open, we sold off, not too aggressively, but I wanted us to hold this 1 hour. If we had continued lower, I wanted us to, let me get in the 1 hour, continue to these lows, this low, and then sweep into this 4 hour slash 1 hour FEG, and then get the same sort of move higher, but just digging lower into the range. We did not. We had this move lower, chopped around. There's actually a setup with my model, but it was pretty shit. If you took it, it's not the end of the world. It's sort of a pattern trade, but I'll show you why. So we came down, formed doji, which is just a small body, two-sided wick. It just shows indecisiveness in the market, and it's just not a good sign when you're trying to take a reversal. Reversal are supposed to be with displacement, strong move, flipping the market direction. We did not. So if you took this trade, it would have been something around the lines of entering right up here. I'd probably put my stop at this low, entering here, and then targeting. You're targeting all the low resistance on the higher time frame, but putting your break even at this high because there is a nested 15-minute FEG that I had marked out. Um, I did not take this once again, just marking it out as something I saw people taking in my community, which wasn't the worst thing, but it obviously was not a great trade given this chop at the bottom. Anyways, when we came up here, we put in this manipulation of this high into a 15-minute. I was watching this for potential short setups. Um, right around here at 10 a.m., we put in a 1 hour FEG instead of 15 minutes. So 15 minutes inside of a 1 hour FEG, it's a higher time frame imbalance at that point. So we manipulated this high. I sort of want to see us like do a little turtle soup, which is manipulating a high and then just rejecting. So I originally saw this as a potential short entry, um, coming up to this high, just flushing down into this 1 hour, I mean 1 minute CISD, forming this structure and then just flushing lower, which we ended up not doing. We put in a new high above into the 15/1 hour FEG. Um, I marked this out. I was willing to take this if we got it. Originally, we came down with this candle. The first one, if you look here, was a wick. We came down pretty aggressively off that open of that candle. I was like, all right, we're gonna get this set up. Looks pretty nice. Strong rejection. We ended up wicking back up, closing. So I'm like, all right, this is probably gonna go back higher. Although we had this next candle that flushed again, forming it. I entered on the closure of this candle right at this, stopped at the high because I believe this was protected. Um, Originally targeting this low instead of these because in my back testing and also just trading this model over the past 2 years, this low is higher probability than these, extremely higher probability. We sometimes leave low of day or form an S&T with the other correlated assets. So this low is something I'd always target rather than these if we're taking a massive move. Obviously, if it's a continuation lower, I would target low of day, but this is more of a reversal where I don't expect necessarily that we take the full range, but definitely taking a good chunk of it. So going into this trade, I had my break even originally at this low, just the first low of the low resistance liquidity run. It's a valid place to take profit, so it's also a valid place to break even. So we came down here, did not take the low, started chopping aggressively. I thought I was just going to get chopped out. However, we never took the high, and then we eventually got an expansion lower. Um, I had moved my break even to this low actually because it's part of my break even system. If we form a low in the move that is inside of our trade, I will move my break even to the low if we come up into our stop area and then displace through that low just because of lots of testing. It's the most effective way to go break even. So my first TP was this low. I'll turn on executions just to show. There's executions. First TP was at this low. I took three contracts on this, and first contract was off here. We ended up coming back up pretty aggressively. After taking first contract, I was just going to get 1/3 of my position off in profit. However, we put in this high inside of this 3-minute FUG. I marked this out, and this is actually a protected high. I'll explain why I trailed my stop to this high. Um, that being, we came into this 3-minute FEG, and then we put in this 1-minute CISD. This then becomes the new protected high. This was originally protected high. Now this one is. We came down at the closure of this candle. I put my stop to this high, securing an additional 15-ish points. Just a way to mitigate risk, and also it's the correct stop placement on this new downwards leg. Um, we ended up displacing pretty hard here, and I just wanted to take another contract off at the this was like the low at the time. So I took a contract off right in this candle just because I wasn't really confident in us because of his chop. And then this like some weird price action. I just sort of wanted to secure some profits. So I took it off here, and then final TP was at this low. However, there was this 1 minute. I ended up trailing to this high. We reversed, and I got stopped out there. So this trade it wasn't the greatest. We chopped around for a while, but it was a solid trade in the end. If you didn't take it, I wouldn't be mad. If you took these longs, just realize why it wasn't very probable. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the trade. It was a more technical one, so take a lot from this video. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck with trading tomorrow.